What happened today that built your story? There's going to be some really cool things that happen, and there's going to be just little things that you don't realize affected you or shaped you. But in the future, you're going to look back on and go, you know what? It was just that little moment, and I remember it so clearly. It's just what that person said to me built who I am today. I've kind of started responding to people if they ask me, so hey, how you doing, or something like that. I'd say, you know what? It's a beautiful day. I went to work today. It was busy, busy, busy. But you know what? I went in. I said, I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna get things done, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to feel good. It's framing your mindset the whole time. If you go in and you're like, oh man, it's so busy, and you're like, this is frustrating. Look at everything's going on around me, and I don't know what to do first. It's gonna not gonna be a good day. Guess what? You're not gonna have a good day. So we're gonna talk about what I think it is really important. I think what we can do personally in order to build our story, and that's key right there. What I just said is, what if you woke up each day and said to yourself, you know what can I do today that's going to help build my story, whether it's something at work or whether it's something at just out and about, riding a motorcycle, doing whatever. Just kind of operate with the notion of I want to something to happen today that I want to tell the story. I want to tell everybody about what happened today. It's going to be a really good day. It's going to be a cool day. Um, I've kind of started responding to people with saying, if they ask me, so hey, how you doing, or something like that, I'd say, you know what, it's a beautiful day. I'm just living in it, and that's really what it's about. Is every day is a gift, and every day is so beautiful, and we are living in each day. So let's treat it like it's a beautiful day. Let's treat it like it's an amazing gift, and live it and to the fullest, to glorify God. Let's live that day, and at the end of the day, look back and say, you know what, I had a great day. It was a beautiful day all around, and I did something today and I enjoyed it. And I feel like, I could say, hey, you know what? I went to work today and it was busy, busy, busy. But you know what? I went in, I said, I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna get things done, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna feel good. That's what I did. Now that's a little mini story, but it's about framing your mindset the whole time. You know, if you go in, you're like, oh man, it's so busy, and you're like, this is frustrating. Look at everything's going on around me, and I don't know what to do first. It's gonna not gonna be a good day. Guess what? You're not gonna have a good day. So let's live each day. Let's wake up each day. First, let's glorify God and say, you know what, Lord, give me that day. Give me a beautiful day today that I can work in, and I can say at the end of my day, it was an amazingly beautiful day. I think wouldn't that be just the sweetest thing? I think that'd be very cool. That'd be so cool. Now, on that topic, um, how could we spread this? Because I talk about a ripple effect. So I talk about that pebble hitting the water and the rippling out effect. So if you have that kind of attitude, and you come across people that are like, oh, they're tired, they're like, man, this day sucks. Just say, you know what? I come in with an attitude. If I'm going to come in, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to go home, especially on the days that suck, especially on the days that seem extra busy. Because you know what? If I focus and build on that, then it's going to be a great day. And I'm not going to have to worry about the drama. I'm not going to have to worry about the how busy it is or how frustrating it can be. Because you know what, my attitude is, I'm going to come and I'm going to do a good job. Now, how can we share that though? I mean, we could share that with them, but how can we share that with our children? What if our children like they get up, they go to school, um, remind them, say, look, look for that opportunity to have a beautiful day. Look for that opportunity to have a great day. And I want you to come home. We're going to sit down together and you're going to tell me about it. I want to know about what happened today that built you, that built your character, that built your story, because every day is going to be a story building day. Now, of course, there's going to be micro stories, and then there's going to be some pretty darn major stories. There's going to be some really cool things that happen, and there's going to be just little things that you don't realize um, affected you or shaped you. But in the future, you're going to look back on and go, you know what? It was just that little moment. And I remember so clearly, it's just what that person said to me that has built who I am today. And we don't really realize that that's it, but Like I said, every single day can be that day. Just let it be. Go into it knowing, it's a beautiful day. I want to characterize what I believe beauty is because I say beautiful day, but it could be a rainy, stormy day. And a lot of people don't find that beautiful as in relaxing kind of a day. But I find beauty in everything. Finding beauty in everything is just an amazing gift. Um, but I guess the analogy I could do is people. Um, we define as a society, beautiful as being somebody who's very very pretty, and that's a very outward, shallow version of beauty. I don't like it at all. I say, hey, they look amazing, or they're beautiful, or I say they look amazing, or they're very pretty, or they're very handsome, but I don't know if they're beautiful yet. And when somebody asks me, like, what do you mean? How do you look at them? How do you not see the beauty? It's like, well, I don't know them. Where's the beauty come from? The beauty, I think, comes from the heart and soul. When God says that He sees the heart, He's actually seeing your beauty. He's actually seeing the true beauty inside you. And that's if we can build upon that, that is such an important characteristic because every day can be beautiful, no matter what the weather is, no matter what the gray skies or cloudy skies or wet ground, icy ground. It could be a beautiful day because we're living in that beautiful day. We're making it. Now, how does that relate to people too, though? Because I think people who have an amazing soul, um, who have built a beautiful character within, who've overcome adversity, who have built stories and built character, are so much more beautiful. Have you ever met somebody where you're like, oh man, that person is pretty, that person is handsome, but the more you get to know them, you see that they're rotten to the core, and it doesn't matter how pretty they are anymore. They're just less attractive by the moment. It's just you don't want to be around that person. And then you got the people who might be more average looking, but you look in their eyes and you could see life, beauty, and you could see that they've lived, and they're just people that you just want to be around. They come across as warm and inviting and emotional, and you can always connect with them. And no matter their outward appearance, they look more and more beautiful every day, and you see that in them, and you want to be near them. And it's crazy how that happens because they say that the eyes are the window to the soul, and I do see when you look into people's eyes that you can see whether they're alive or they're dead inside. When you see somebody with just a beautiful, sparkly eyes, it's just you're like, wow. So look in some eyes, look in the beauty of some eyes. I think you'd be pretty amazed at how that can just brighten your day. Or you could see somebody who needs a hug or just brightening themselves. So I believe in character. I believe in beauty being something that's more an internal gift versus an external surface um, look. So, and I think that has to do with everything, with the day outside. Today's a very amazingly beautiful, or amazing, yeah, just day. It's just sunny. It's warm. We're finally out of the cold. The birds are coming out of their nests inside my bamboo right outside my windows. So it's really cool to see how cardinals look like little baby dinosaurs when they come out. It's so amusing. Um, and blue jays and just a lot of different birds and animal life inside those bamboo right outside my window. So I'm so glad I planted it there. Um, anyways, so I know that's a little bit off tangent, but what I want you to do is this is the call to action. I want you to wake up each day and say, you know what, today's a beautiful day. To look for opportunities to hear a story or share a story, to build upon your own. Um, Whether you're influenced by somebody else's story and you all of a sudden have that joy in your heart or that sense of overcoming victory that somebody's told you that they went through and overcame, and it gives you the strength, or whether you're sharing something for them and it just kind of gives you a sense of purpose and life and love that you were able to help somebody else out that day. That's all part of a story that you're building. That's you. That's your story. Um, and then let's capture it. In the end, your parents, you, your children, every one of them has a story. Record your child's story. When they come home from school, sit down with them and record their story. Listen to them and ask them questions. Say, "How was your day?" Say, "What did you do today that you feel built your story?" When they wake up, say, "Hey, when you go out there today, when you go to school, I want you to think about what is it today that is so special? What is so special about today that could build my story?" Because every day have that opportunity. Every day you can build on that. Um, so thank you for listening. I know it's been kind of a long one. It's been kind of a rambling one, but I like to do these kind better. I like to sit here and ramble and just talk to you and just feel like I'm actually sending some vibes your way. That ripple effect of mine coming off of me and helping you out. But I also want you to really, really understand and realize that I really want you to um, understand that your life is special, that your life is your story, and build upon that. Create it. Learn something. Get a hobby. Go for a run. Meet some people. Look in people's eyes, and you will see such amazing happiness and or sadness. You'll be actually really surprised. I know a lot of people don't look at eyes anymore, um, but do it. Just check it out, man, because I guarantee you'll be amazed by it. There was one time I said, told somebody that they had amazing eyes, and I didn't even really mean to say that. They came through my line when I was working, and I said, "You have amazing eyes," and they lit up. And they were like, "Oh, thank you," And I was like, I hope I didn't come across as creepy or anything like that. But the reaction that I got was like, "Wow, somebody noticed. Somebody says that my eyes are beautiful, and I just find that amazing." And that person was upbeat and happy. And so it was really cool. I enjoyed stuff like that. I hope you do too. Go out, build your story every day. Don't just sit in the corner. Don't just be looking at a screen. Get out there. Even if you are though sitting in the corner looking at a screen, do it with purpose. Do it with the purpose of, you know what, I'm going to build this story. This is part of my story for today. I have this work to do. So this is part of my story today, and I want to be able to tell something really cool from what I've done with this. Okay. All right. So you have a great day, and God bless you, man. And thank you for listening. And been quite the ramble. All right. Peace, man. Sweet.